Today we're going to be working on the distributive property with integers. So your learning target is I can use the distributive property to simplify expressions with negative numbers. And so we're going to start with examples with just numbers. So we're going to simplify each expression using both order of operations in the distributive property to show you that the distributive property really does work. If we use order of operations, 8 plus 4, we would do the parentheses first. And 8 plus 4 would give us 12. And we would have negative 3 times 12. And a negative times a positive is a negative, and 3 times 12 is 36. So we would get negative 36. If we use the distributive property, negative 3 times the quantity 8 plus 4, we would distribute this negative 3 to both numbers on the inside. So negative 3 times 8 is negative 24, plus negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. When we're adding, signs are the same. We add and keep. So 24 plus 12 is 36, and we keep the negative sign, and our answer is negative 36, whether we use order of operations or distributive property. So I do that just to kind of prove to you or show you that the distributive property really does make equivalent expressions. So when we put variables in, the distributive property is a way to simplify and does equal what we're trying to show. And so this second set, negative 2 times the quantity 5 minus 9. Inside parentheses I have subtraction, and for subtraction I use my 3 C's, copy, change, change. Now I can use my adding rules that say when signs are different, I subtract and keep the sign of the number with a greater absolute value. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Negative 9 has a greater absolute value, so this is negative 4. And we're going to multiply that by negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive, so I get 8 for this one. And then over here, if I use the distributive property, negative 2 times the quantity 5 minus 9. There are different theories here whether or not we should copy, change right away, or we can just distribute. If you don't copy, change, you need to see this subtraction symbol. You really should see it as a negative sign. So if you want to copy, change, you can on the inside before we distribute. Or you can keep the subtraction sign, but know that the subtraction sign is really like a negative with the 9. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And like I said, we're going to distribute negative 2 times negative 9. We're going to keep that negative with the 9, and that becomes positive 18. And negative 10 plus 18, signs are different, so I subtract. 18 minus 10 is 8. And keep the sign with more, which is positive. So my answer is positive 8, just like it was over here with order of operations.